10 signs a person likes you even if you don't think so. Sometimes they stare when you're not looking and quickly look away when you notice. They remember little things you said weeks ago. It might not feel obvious, but their quiet actions often speak louder than their words ever will. They ask how your day was, even when theirs was rough. They find reasons to check in without making it seem like much. It's not about grand gestures. It's in those tiny moments when they choose you without saying it. When someone likes you but thinks you don't notice them, they start showing up in places you didn't expect. They'll laugh a little louder at your jokes and try to be near you, even when there's no real reason. You'll catch them smiling at you for no reason. They might not say much, but their eyes always find you in a room. They make sure you're okay, even if they pretend they're just being friendly. They give you their full attention, even in a crowded space. They listen like every word you say matters. You might think they're just being polite, but no one looks at someone like that unless they care more than they're admitting. They offer to help you, even with the smallest things. They don't want anything in return. It's their way of staying close, even if they're not ready to tell you how they really feel yet. Sometimes the people who care the most act the calmest. They won't say it, but they'll wait until you're done talking before they speak. They'll show up when you need someone and leave quietly so they don't make it about them. They might not say they like you, but they'll check your stories, reply to your posts, and find ways to stay connected. When someone likes you in silence, it's not always loud, but it's always intentional. They get nervous when you're around. They might stumble over words or act a bit awkward. That's not them being strange. That's just feelings showing up before the person is ready to speak. If they always notice the little changes about you, like your new hairstyle or a different mood, they're watching closer than they let on. You might think you're invisible to them, but their attention says otherwise. They always laugh a little harder when it's your joke. Even if it's not that funny, they want you to feel heard. It's not about humor, it's about being connected. Even when they're too shy to say it out loud, comma. When you speak, they don't just hear you, they listen. They remember your favorite song, your least favorite food, and the things you say in passing. That kind of attention doesn't come from someone who's just being nice. They'll find excuses to message you first, even if it's something random. It might seem casual, but they just want to start a conversation. That little message could mean more than you think. They act differently around you, a little more careful, a little more curious, a little more present. It's not an accident. They're hoping you'll notice them without needing to say it directly. They remember your plans and ask how it went. You might have forgotten you even mentioned it, but they didn't. When someone likes you, they remember things you didn't even realize were important. They don't always know what to say around you, but they'll still find ways to be near. That silence isn't disinterest, it's nerves mixed with care. Sometimes love shows up in awkward pauses and soft smiles. They celebrate your wins like they're their own. Even small things. They're proud of you in ways you didn't expect. That quiet support means their feelings go deeper than they've let on. They don't talk much about themselves, but they ask a lot about you. They want to understand what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what you dream about. That kind of curiosity isn't casual. If they always seem to show up just when you need someone, it's not just luck. They're paying attention, even from a distance. That's how love looks when someone's still scared to speak it. They might tease you, playfully argue, or joke around a little more than usual. But pay attention underneath. The playful words is someone who just wants to keep you smiling and close. They notice when you're quiet, even if no one else does. They ask if you're okay, not because it's their job, but because they actually care. That kind of concern doesn't come from just anyone. You'll see it in the way they light up when you walk into the room. They try to hide it, but some smiles just happen without warning. That glow is their heart showing before their words ever do. They give you compliments in passing, as if they're scared to say too much. But it always sounds a little too thoughtful to be random. That's their way of admiring you without making it obvious. They stay up late just to keep talking with you. They say they're not tired, even when their eyes say otherwise. When someone makes time for you like that, it means you're not just another conversation. You might think they're just friendly, but not everyone remembers your favorite color, your birthday, or how you like your coffee. That's not just being kind. That's remembering because you matter. They bring up something you said days ago, something small you forgot. It may feel random, but it shows you've been on their mind. People don't hold on to details unless they're holding on to feelings too. They get protective in quiet ways. They check if you got home safe or remind you to eat when you're stressed. It's not loud, but it's real. Sometimes the softest care is the strongest sign. They watch your reactions when they speak, just to see if you're laughing, smiling, or okay. Your feelings matter to them more than their own words. That's someone who feels something they haven't said yet. They share their favorite songs, movies, or places with you, not just because they love them, but because they want you to love them too. That's their way of letting you into their world. They don't need a reason to talk to you. Sometimes they just send a meme, a song, or a random thought. It might seem silly, but it's their way of staying close when words feel too heavy. They notice when something is off with you before you say a word. One small change in your voice or energy, and they check in. That's not guessing, that's someone who's been paying attention for a while. They get quiet when you talk about someone else you like. They won't say anything, but their eyes dim a little. That silence isn't because they don't care. It's because they care more than they're ready to admit. They always try to make you laugh when you're sad. Even if their jokes aren't the best, the effort is real. That's someone who hates seeing you hurt and would do anything to make you smile again. They keep your secrets without asking questions. They never use your past against you. That kind of loyalty doesn't come from someone who sees you as just a friend. They always seem to have time for you, even when they're busy. You might think you're just one of many, but nobody rearranges their schedule for someone they don't think about all the time. They listen when you talk about your dreams, and they believe in them like they're their own. That's not just support. That's someone who wants to see you win because your happiness means something to them. They're always trying to get to know the real you, not just the version you show everyone else. They ask deep questions and actually wait for the answer. That kind of interest is never casual. They support you without needing the spotlight. They hype you up in quiet ways behind the scenes. It's not for attention. It's because they genuinely want to see you happy and winning. They notice how you like your food, how you sit when you're tired, how you smile when you're truly happy. That kind of attention doesn't come from someone who's just passing time. They bring you little things that remind them of you. It's not the gift, it's the thought behind it. When someone sees something and thinks of you, they're already more connected than they've admitted. They ask you deep questions, not to pass time, but because they truly want to know your heart. They're not just interested in your story, they're hoping to be part of it. They make sure you feel seen, even in a room full of people. It's in how they look at you, how they listen to you, how they never let you feel invisible. That's what unspoken love looks like. You may not believe it, but if someone always shows up, always listens, and always makes time for you, they already love you in ways they're still too scared to name.